One other controversial thing you did, this one just this year, you signed a right-to-work bill. What does right-to-work mean?
All it really means is that it's the worker's decision whether or not to pay the dues. You can't be forced to pay dues as a
Union dues.
Union dues, sorry, as a condition of work.
I was forced to join a union to work at ABC. New York is a forced union state. And this place, fortunately, is non-union. I don't have to, but I didn't like not having the choice. I would think that would be popular with people.
It is. About 70+% of the folks in our state thought that was fair and right. But I'll tell you what.
You didn't push it for a long time.
Well, we had to. First of all, we had to see a real opening to do it, and it didn't arrive till last year. But I'll tell you, the main point about right to work for us gets back to what I think government should always have as its very first priority. That's the creation of opportunity for people. If it does its job well, it creates the conditions whereby men and women of enterprise create wealth for each other. We thought to continue Indiana's climb up the list of the very, very best places for jobs and investment, right to work made sense.
I would think that right to work is just a stronger cause than the no collective bargaining fight that happened in Wisconsin, with so much Sturm und Drang. I mean, you're saying non-union members should not be prevented from having a job. So it was odd to hear protesters saying no right to work. Take a listen.
No right to work! Union opponents to right to work continued their chanting,
fighting to send a message to these arrogant people that think that they could tell us how to live, where to live, and what kind of living we can have.
So he's calling you arrogant, but I would think it's the union who's saying what kind of living you can have if you're forced to join.
Well, I understood that it was going to be a very emotional matter, particularly for those who are very committed to the union movement. Compulsory dues has been a cardinal principle, but
then there's no free riding. If you have to join the union,
and I understand that argument. But in Indiana, we had gotten to the point where we were winning about 90% of the time when businesses were comparing more than one state, but we were being blocked from about a third of the opportunities because about 1 in 3 businesses were only going to go to a right to work state, and so we had to take that barrier down. And by the way, as soon as we did, there had been a flood of businesses who wouldn't talk to us before.
And you are sort of alone. Let's put that map up that shows right-to-work states, in that all the states around Indiana are forced union states. All those businesses must be now saying, hey, it's a little island of freedom here.
We think we've been an island of very pro-growth policies in general, and this is just one more.
You cut government jobs by 21% since you took office.
We have the fewest state employees per capita in the country, and we have the fewest our state has had since 1975.
You were $78 million in debt. Now you have a $1.5 billion surplus.
We just simply slowed down the rate of spending to about half the rate of inflation. We've been there 7 years, and the compound rate of spending is well under the rate of inflation.
So you don't even have to make a cut. You just have to slow the growth.